Good evening. I go everywhere without a mask, and then if the establishment forces me to put one on, I will put one on. I tried arguing the point months and months ago when this first started, and that's dumb. These people are out there trying to do their jobs. Nobody knows what's right and what's wrong, and everybody's got their own opinions, but they also have lives and livelihoods that they're trying to protect. So just whatever. I don't want to get into that argument. More what I'm saying is I typically do not wear a mask unless I'm asked to put one on by someone, and then I will. So I went to church. Nobody asked me to put a mask on. I didn't wear a mask. And mass was at 11. After church, there was a group of people that we know, and we were chatting with them a little bit. And everybody had the mask on, except for me. And I don't know that the girls had theirs on either. I can't remember. And we chit-chatted. Everybody was fine. We walked out. No big deal. I get a text at 2:30 today. So that was at noon. So 2.5 hours later, I get a text. And this is an acquaintance of mine that we were talking to. And she texted me and she said, "Thank you for having the courage to go to church without your mask. I work in a hospital and am forced to." I was really surprised to get that because to me, I wasn't trying to make a statement. I didn't think of myself as having courage. I don't even think about it, you guys. I just kind of live like I always have. But what got me was we were standing in a group of people who had masks on. And typically we might be thinking, if we don't have one on, typically we might be thinking, well, they're probably judging me for not wearing one. That isn't what she was doing at all. She wasn't thinking that. She was thinking, wow, look at her, courageous for not wearing a mask. And the point to that is you don't know what other people are thinking, whether it's about masks or your body weight or how your hair looks or the words you're saying or the people you hang out with. You don't know what other people are thinking. Stop projecting your thoughts, insecurities, opinions of yourself onto someone else. Be open to the fact that they might not be thinking what you're thinking at all. And I think if we just treat each other with kindness and fairness and love and respect, regardless of what the other person is thinking, regardless of what our opinions are, man, this world would just be so much more awesome, don't you think? So that was kind of point number one, was you just never know what other people are thinking. You might be thinking, man, I wonder, well, here's another example. You don't know what people are thinking. I went out with a friend of mine last night and I was on the phone with her and she says, "I don't know if I should wear this shirt tonight." And I said, "Well, I'll let you know what I think when we get there." She was just so hesitant. She didn't think she looked great in this shirt. And I walked in, I'm like, "I don't think I've ever seen you look better. You look amazing. You like that red makes your skin color pop and your hair looks great. And that white shirt, just awesome." She's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, I think you look stunning." And had she not asked my opinion, would have not known what I was thinking. And maybe she would be projecting her opinion onto me thinking, gosh, he probably thinks that I don't look good in the shirt or whatever, So you just never know what people are thinking. So don't give them your voice. Don't project your voice onto them. Maybe if you want to know, ask what they're thinking and, if you're courageous enough to do that. So let's talk about that word, courageous, because I thought that word stood out to me. Thank you for having the courage to go to church without your mask. And I'm thinking, I didn't think of it as courage at all. And of course I had to look up the definition of courage, and it says the ability to do something that frightens one. Well, maybe that's why I don't wear a mask, because it doesn't frighten me. But there are a lot of things that I don't have courage to do. And I think that's something that we need to change. We need to have courage to do the things that frighten us, because it's typically the things that frighten us that are the obstacles to what is in our way of achieving the most fulfilling life out there. We don't have the courage to change, and we don't have the courage to face our fears. And remember, courage, the ability to do something that frightens one. So what is it out there that you are afraid of that is keeping you, the dog, that is keeping you from achieving something awesome, or something awesome to you, something that you have been wanting to do for a long time? You know, the first thing that comes to my mind, weight loss. All right, so what are you afraid of if you don't have the courage to either start your weight loss process or your fitness process in general? What are you afraid of? And I think you kind of need to answer that question: is what am I afraid of, and why don't I have the courage to change? Now, I mean, that's not a question you're just gonna like a true or false. You know, it's gonna take some thought. It's gonna take some self-discovery. It's gonna take a personal journey that you are dedicated to. But I think it's very important to do the things that we know are good for us, have the courage to at least try. Because if it's, you know, something that's worth it to us, if it's something that we know we want, that we desire, that we've longed for, wished for, dreamed of, then you're going to have the courage to take that first step and to keep moving forward, even when it gets scary. Because it will get scary. It will definitely get scary. You know, maybe I try to figure that out for me. So I think this is week 23 of these real life talks. And it was pretty easy to begin this, and now I really just have no idea where to take this business. And I'm kind of just almost paralyzed with this fear, and I don't have the courage to continue moving forward in any direction, and I just don't even know what to do. So I am not having the courage to move forward because I'm afraid of, you know, maybe all the hard work it's going to take to start a business, or all the judgment I might get, or all the pushback I might get for doing that, you know, maybe so late in life. Maybe if I'm afraid that I won't be able to help people the way that I think I can. I'm afraid I'm not qualified. I don't have the courage to, you know, maybe keep moving forward. You know, I don't know. But that's a question that I'm going to have to ask myself. Oh, the point. What's the point, you guys? Be not afraid. Let's just go with church, okay? Those are God's words. Be not afraid. I go before you always. Be not afraid. I go before you always. So maybe when you don't have the courage to do it yourself, lean on something bigger than you, lean on something greater to you than you, give it to God, and take that first step. Don't be afraid. Okay, so that's just what I had for you tonight. It was just something that caught me by surprise. I mean, she must have been thinking about that for a couple hours, and I had no idea the impact that little interaction had made on her. So again, just to kind of sum it up, you never know what people are thinking of you. This was not a story about masks. It was a story that involved a mask, and have courage to make change. So have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.